Hey guys, welcome to my channel. My name is Hannah, and for today's video we're going to be doing a very summer yellow orange half cut crease. So yeah, I seen this look on Pinterest. I'll try to insert the picture or try to find the person who done it down below, but I really love the look and it really inspired me to do this look. So yeah, make sure to subscribe down below and give this video a thumbs up if you do enjoy it, and let's get in with the video. Okay, so I've already done my eyebrows off camera. I used the Benefit Precisely My Brow Pencil in the shade of 4, and I did prime my eyes with Tarte Shape Tape, and I obviously did this eye off camera. I can't decide if I want to keep it all matte or if I want to add a shimmer. The picture did have like a icy shimmery shade, but I don't know if I want to do shimmer or just leave it matte. But anyway, so we're only using 2 eyeshadows, or I guess 3 technically, in this look. So I'm using the Jaclyn Volume 2 palette. You can use whatever palette you have that has a yellow or an orange shade in it. So also I did pull some others. The ColourPop QAF palette, or the ColourPop Yes Please palette. I always get confused because there's this name on the front and this name on the back. But I'm pretty sure it's the Yes Please. This one has a really good yellow and orange in it, and it's a really cheap palette. And the Anastasia, this one's a lot more expensive than the ColourPop or the Jaclyn Hill palette. But this one does have a yellow and orange in case you do have it. But yeah, so today I want to use this one because I really haven't used it that often. So let's go ahead and get started. So first brush I went in with was the Alamar Cosmetics. I don't know, it's just like this little blending brush. You can use whatever one. This one doesn't have a name on it, but pretty sure it comes in a trio. I'm just gonna go into this No Joke shade right here. It's just a nice yellow shade. I'm just gonna start putting this into my crease. I'm not going as high up with this yellow today. I'm keeping it a little bit tighter in the crease, just so it doesn't get too out of hand. Most yellows are not super pigmented right off the bat. A lot of them normally you have to build up. So you will have to build up this yellow shade. But I kind of find that being the problem. I wouldn't really say that's a problem, but I do find that you have to with most yellows. So just keep that in mind, that you're just going to have to build this up a little bit. It's okay to like take this onto the lid, just because we are cutting the crease, so it doesn't really matter. Okay, and now I'm going to start going in with a little bit of a tighter brush. It's just a little bit more tapered of a blending brush. This is the M514 by MORPHE, and I'm taking that yellow shade again. And since we're cutting our crease, I'm really making sure to take this into the inner corner, just because it'll look a little bit more blended in the inner corner once we cut our crease. So now that we've kind of got it decently built up, I'm going to cut my crease using the Tarte Shape Tape Concealer in the shade 12N. So I'm just going to take a little bit on the back of my hand. I'm just going to go ahead and cut my crease with the M224. It's just a flat concealer brush. Okay, I'm just gonna take this flat shader brush. This is a M166. I'm gonna go into the cream shade called Certified, and I'm just gonna set that. Okay, so now that we've set that, we're gonna go ahead and start blending the edges. So I'm first gonna go back in with the M514 in that yellow shade and start blending it with the cut crease. I will say that with this yellow, it does have a lot of kickback, which I don't really mind that, but just in case you do. I'm gonna go in with the M433. I'm gonna go into this orange shade right here called Feel Myself. It's almost like a burnt neon orange. I don't really know how to explain it, but I really like it. I'm gonna go in with this very lightly just so it doesn't get super orange. I'm keeping it on the outer part of the eye. Just to add a little bit of definition without using like a brown or something. Okay, and then I'm gonna go back in with the yellow with just a little bit extra and start blending that out. I'm kind of just gonna be going back and forth, adding color, blending, and adding color and blending. A little bit more of that cream shade right on the lid, just a little bit more, and then blend it out. Okay, so I just applied a little bit of mascara off camera. I still don't know if I want to add a shimmer on the lid, so I'm just going to leave it matte for now. But we're going to go ahead and move on to the face. So the first thing I'm going with is this Laura Mercier Pure Canvas Hydrating Primer. This hydrating primer is almost like a water, like a gel moisturizer. It just feels really nice on the skin. And then I'm gonna go in with the Fenty Beauty Instant Retouch Primer. I'm gonna keep this mainly in the T-zone, but I'm gonna put it all over my face. Okay, and for foundation, I'm gonna be using the Dose of Colors Meet Your Hue Foundation in the shade 103 Fair. I'm actually gonna add, just for a little bit of radiance, I'm going to add a little bit of this Flawless Lumiere Radiance Perfecting Foundation in the shade Cream by Laura Mercier. It is like a bit too dark for me. I feel like Laura Mercier's colors run really dark. So if you're fair, you might have a little bit of struggle like me finding a shade in it just because they all run pretty deep. But yeah, so I'm going to blend that out with my sponge. I don't remember what this sponge or where this sponge is from. I got in a BoxyCharm. But yeah, the e.l.f. ones are a lot better. This one was like $18 or $19 is all I remember. And I like the e.l.f. ones better. Okay, next I'm going with the Too Faced Born This Way Multi-Use Sculpting Concealer in the shade Swan. I used this one yesterday and I really liked how it looked. It just looked really flawless. I'm gonna let that sit for just a second and let it get tacky, just to add a little bit more coverage. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and blend this out. I always let my nose and underneath my eyes sit the longest, just so we can have a little bit more coverage. I'm gonna go in with this little concealer brush, the M173, and blend around my eyebrows. Alright, I'm gonna go with this Sculpting Duo brush by Billion Dollar Brushes. I'm just gonna blend around my nose and around the eyeshadow. Use a little bit of a cream bronzer. So I'm gonna go with the Fenty Beauty Cheeks Out Freestyle Cream Bronzer in the shade Badescu. I'm just gonna go in with this Alamar Cosmetics complexion brush. I'm just gonna pick some up and dot it on the back of my hand. This one's pretty sheer, so you don't have to worry about it being too pigmented right off the bat. I'm just blending it in upward motions, just kind of flicking it upwards, just so we don't drag it down too far. I'm gonna go back in with my sponge and just kind of blend it over that, just so it is a little bit more seamless. And make sure there isn't any streaks, and it just blends into the skin a little bit better. Okay, and now I'm gonna go ahead and set underneath my eyes using this Huda Beauty Cupcake Powder. I like this powder. I hate the packaging of this powder. It just makes a mess, but I really only use this underneath my eyes just because it does have like that pink tint to it, or I'll just use it mainly in my T-zone. Just to kind of brighten. That pink will really help to brighten up underneath the eyes, especially if you have more fair skin tone or more fair to medium skin tone. If you have more tan to deep, I would use more of a yellow undertone powder if you're looking for brightening. Okay, so now for powder bronzer, just to set that bronzer. If you have like drier skin, you don't even have to bother setting that cream bronzer if you like that more of a glow to it, but I'm gonna go ahead and set it. So I'm gonna go in with the Fenty Beauty in the Sun and Fenty Beauty Shady Biz. I'm just gonna mix these two today. So this one's just a little bit more warm and this one's a little bit more neutral cool. But yeah, I'm just gonna mix them on this big fluffy brush. This is the Morphe M527. I'm going with just very light motions, just in case we don't want to move the bronzer or the foundation underneath the bronzer. I'm just going to go ahead and bake underneath my eyes with the Fenty Beauty Cupcake Powder. To clean up my contour, you can use that Fenty Beauty one, but I want more of a closer to my skin tone or translucent powder underneath there. So I'm going to use this Fenty Beauty Butter Powder. Go ahead and finish up underneath the eyes. So for eyeliner, I'm just going to go with this nude eyeliner from ColourPop. This is in the shade Honey Dude. I'm gonna go back in with this Morphe M506 and I'm gonna go into the shade No Joke and just blend a little bit of that yellow. I don't want too much color, but I just want to add a little something. So I'm not gonna drag it down too far. I'm gonna keep it pretty close to the lash line. I might add just a little bit of that orange, but I'm gonna keep it on the outer parts, just out here. A little bit still on this blending brush, just so it doesn't get too harsh. I'm just gonna go in with this Jaclyn Hill the Flash palette, and I'm gonna go into these two shades. I think mostly this one because it's a little bit more icy. I'm just gonna go in with the E36 and I'm just gonna put that in the inner corner just to kind of brighten it up a little bit. Okay, so now I'm gonna go ahead and push this bacon. And I'm gonna dust what is left. I'm gonna dust it off with a E3. I feel like pushing the powder in first really helps to keep that coverage and just mattify it and make it look a little bit more flawless, and then brushing it off is just making sure it doesn't look too powdery, getting off any excess powder. Okay, now I'm gonna go ahead and spray the face with this BADESCU facial spray with aloe, cucumber, and green tea. Okay, and I'm gonna highlight with the Jaclyn Hill palette today, just a little bit. Just add a little bit of a glow. I'll use this brush. This is the MORPHE R36. I'm just gonna mix these two shades. Just the icy one and the more yellow gold. Just to kind of go with the look a little bit more. I've been more into highlight lately. I got out of it. I wasn't really using it as much. I go through my phases. I feel like sometimes I really like the highlighted look, and then sometimes I just want full matte. But I feel like a light glow would look good with this summery look. Okay, and now for blush. I'm gonna start off with this Lowe MERCIER blush just because I don't really know what I want to use. But this is in the shade Chai. This is like a nude. It's like a nude peachy color. It's not super bold or anything, so if you don't like really bold blushes, you probably really like this color. It's very natural, but I'm just gonna go in upward motions. I'm taking a little bit of the Sephora Peach Blossom blush. I'm just gonna mix these two shades together. I like a bold blush, so I'm just gonna add just a little bit more. Just tapping off a little bit on my hand. Just with really light motions. And I always bring it on my forehead just to tie it in together when there's barely any product left. But just to kind of tie it all together so you don't just have the orangey color on your face, like on your cheeks. I'm just gonna go with my bronzer brush, add a little color to the nose. I'm not really into like the contouring my nose for real, just kind of like adding a little color just so your nose isn't left out. Okay, now I'm gonna go ahead and spray my face again just to melt everything together. If I was actually wearing this look somewheres, I'd probably either add a setting spray now or do a setting spray instead of this BADESCU spray. The BADESCU spray is definitely not a setting spray. It's mostly just to add moisture and really melt in all the powders and just mesh everything together. So now I'm gonna go ahead. I did my lower lash mascara off camera, so now I'm gonna go ahead and add a little bit of a lip. I think I kind of just want to keep it pretty neutral and natural. I'm gonna first go in with this NYX Cosmetics SUEDE matte lip liner in the shade Sandstorm. Okay guys, so that is in this makeup tutorial. For the lips, I just used that NYX lip liner and I just applied a little bit of Fenty Beauty Gloss Bomb in Fussy. It just added a nice natural pink flush to the lips. So yeah, I just added that. I didn't add any lipstick. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Let me know in the comments if you liked it, if you're gonna try it. And yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I'll see you in my next one.